What is up, Bobcat Nation? Welcome to another episode of The Sage. I'm Chase Knowland.
And I'm Justin Storrs.
And we've got a full show this week with information about some of the most recent events happening around campus.
So stay tuned because The Sage
starts right now.
Good morning, Sage Creek Bobcats. Please, stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Put your right hand over your heart. And ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please, have a seat.
Now, we have a unique feature on one of our students' genius projects. It's a topic that hits close to home for many of us as we grew up around these things. These bonfires with our families and friends are very special to us.
That's why when the city of Carlsbad started banning bonfires due to their safety concerns, senior Sofie Troya stepped in to help.
Reporter David Fossman tells us the story of how Sofie Troya is trying to bring back the bonfires.
Beach bonfires are one of Carlsbad's favorite pastimes. However, in the summer of 2016, wood-burning bonfires were banned at Carlsbad and South Carlsbad State Beach. Senior Sofie Troya has utilized her genius project to work with the city to find a solution that will allow people in Carlsbad to use wood-burning fire pits again.
There are multiple reasons why we don't have bonfires in Carlsbad right now. One of the main reasons being that people were irresponsibly dumping their hot coals and wood into the sand. Sand is an insulator, and the next day children were stepping on them and getting up to third-degree burns. So I was trying to find a way that we could still enjoy those wood-burning bonfire pits without having that issue. I've talked to multiple lifeguards and supervisors of the north sector of San Diego Parks and Recreation to try to get them to hear me and help me come up with a better solution. And they told me that they don't have it because we don't have the same kind of land that Moonlight Beach and Oceanside Harbor has before it gets to the ocean, and our tides get too high and our sand moves too much during storms, so it would just get buried over and over again. The beach that I would be doing these at would be Ponto Beach because it has the most land before the water. And so I thought that if I had a pit with a bottom to it, then we could just dig out the sand around it and it wouldn't make the pits unlevel.
Although much of Sofie's work has taken place outside of the classroom, Sofie has also worked hard in class to complete her genius project. We asked Sofie's English teacher, Mrs. Myers, to weigh in on her project.
What was inspiring about Sofie's project was that she was like laser focused on one idea this whole time, and she has not stopped. She hit walls and then figured out how to get over them or figured out how to get through them. What I love about what she's done is that the Genius Project is not always about the end product. It's about your ability to persist when things get challenging and to understand that your passion can still sustain even if things don't go the way you originally had planned.
This has been David Fossman reporting for The Sage.
That's one for the books. Great job, guys.
Sofie's project is inspiring. Can't wait to see how it turns out.
So, last week, students participated in a school-wide walkout to show support in reforming gun legislation and to show support for those lost in Parkland.
Morgan Mayorga and Chris Kathman take a look at what's happening.
One week ago, on March 14th, students all over the world walked out of their classrooms for 17 minutes to honor the lives of the 17 students murdered during the shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Maryland, 1 month before the walkout. 4 students, Logan McAndrews, Anya Kern, Francis Parrott, and Sophia Park, organized the event and spoke about the tragedy, their thoughts on it, and what needs to be done. This has been Christopher Kathman, Morgan Mayorga, Jacob Nipper, Darius Romanian, and Maxwell Yang reporting for The Sage.
Wow, great story, guys.
In other news, spring sports has been in full swing.
Here's Kyle Turner with this week's sports and announcements.
Hey Bobcats, I'm Kyle Turner reporting for this week's Sports and Announcements. For up-and-coming sports events, please go to thesagenews.com and look under the Sports tab. There also will be recent scores from past games as well. For this week's announcements, make sure you are checking the Sage Creek's homepage to ensure that you are taking advantage of all the internship and volunteer opportunities on campus. Spring Sports Athletes and Supporters Big Night has been postponed to April 20th due to weather conditions. That's all for sports and announcements. This has been Kyle Turner reporting for the Sage. Now back to the anchors.
Thank you so much, Kyle.
It's a heavy week on campus as we are halfway through the Every 15 Minutes program that aims to curb drunk driving fatalities among high school students.
Yesterday, select students were taken out of class by a police officer and administrator. Their obituaries were read to the class and a rose was placed on their desk. These symbolic student deaths are meant to highlight the gravity of drunk driving victims and the impact they have on their communities.
After third period, the school gathered in the stadium to witness a simulated head-on collision between students. This event will continue until the end of today. Do you have life problems? Don't forget to email the Sage Advice column at gmail.com for help with our very own Maddie Young.
And make sure to head over to thesagenews.com to get updated on all the newest articles.
Thanks so much for watching. This has been Chase Knowland
and Justin Storrs reporting for
The Sage.